guys, good Saturday morning to you. Let's get the YouTube disclaimers out of the way. None of my content constitutes professional advice. I am not a professional analyst. I am not a professional trader. I am not a professional anything. If you make any trades from this channel, you follow any advice, any suggestions, you do so at your own risk because you are responsible for your own actions. All right, guys, thanks for joining in. Let's jump right into it. Hey guys, good Saturday morning to you. It's June the 1st, and I've been walking you through my trades, and this is just going to be a series of videos that walks you through my trades each week. My intentions are to do at least 2 videos per week. I almost did one yesterday, but then I decided just to wait until today because there were several ways that I could have handled yesterday. Because if you remember here, let's see, probably need to stand on this side. I had sold to open on Tuesday. This is May the 28th. I had sold to open a 1050 strike price on Rivian. And at the time I said, you know, I don't care if I get a sign. It makes no difference to me. And then it went down Wednesday quite a bit. And then Thursday it had that big rally. It was up maybe, I don't remember, 7, 8, 9%, whatever it was up. And then Friday, you know, it was kind of flattish most of the day. It kind of bounced around. But it closed, I guess I need to stay on this side though. It closed at 1092. So that is above my strike price. That is also above our, or I should say my winning trade of 1081. So I lost just a little bit of money on this particular trade, but does that bother me? No, not at all. So I'll walk you through how I will handle this coming week. Now what I could have done, there were several things that I could have done here, and I almost did, but then I felt like since I'm doing this, you know, as instructions on, you know, how to potentially do this, I didn't want to get too detailed just yet. I could have just jumped in and purchased this 1050 to close, which would have cost me roughly, you know, well, it would have been above that, so that would have been what, 42, so I could have probably closed it for about $45 per contract, and I had 2 contracts out. Then I could have turned right back around and sold longer calls on it, or well, that would have probably been the best thing to do. Just sell longer calls on it, just extend it out and sell $11 calls or $11.50 calls, you know, whatever the premiums looked like. But I didn't do that. I decided just to let my shares get assigned, and they did. As a matter of fact, on my phone, I just actually got the message, like literally as I started this video, I got the message, so I just stopped the video and then I restarted it. But I got assigned. So what does that mean? That means that right here, that means that somebody purchased my shares. They had purchased insurance. I want you to think of this as insurance. They had purchased insurance to be able to buy my shares for $10.50. And they paid $31 per contract to do that, and I had sold 2. So I'm going to get paid for my shares at $10.50 per contract. I'd sold 2 of them. So, you know, I'm going to get paid a little over $2,000. Plus, I got paid the 0.31, so I got paid the $62. So the question becomes now, so what will I do now? Well, it's really simple. Monday, I will simply turn right back around and sell puts. So I will sell cash secured puts. Now, what does that mean? That means that I am, again, selling insurance. And what I am agreeing to is I am agreeing to buy the shares if they are at a certain strike price. So depending on what the share price does Monday, that will determine what I sell the puts for. And I like to sell weeklies now because I'm going to do weekly videos. So most likely, if we were to get a big dip, I would sell $11 puts, or I would sell $10.50 puts, or I could even potentially sell $11.50 puts. It really wouldn't make much difference to me at all. I would just turn right back around and sell those. Now the most logical, since we closed at 1081, since we closed at 1092, I would expect Monday morning, you know, to either be up just a little bit or down just a little bit, not really flat. So since Rivian had a good week, the most likely scenario is it would probably either push up that morning or fall back. I would think it would probably fall back. You just never know how it's going to work. So I will most likely sell $11 puts Monday morning. Now, if it were to have a big drop Monday morning, I might just turn right back around and sell 1050 puts. Okay, it just really depends on what the premium is. So, you know, I'm going to try to stay around a premium to where I'm making at least, you know, $50, $60, $70 a week. That's my goal. That's what I'm trying to do here until I get more cash and can start selling more calls and sell more puts. And that's my whole goal here. When you're selling calls and puts, the goal is up here, you have to think, to generate a recurring income. And that's what I'm trying to do. Now, I've actually ordered another board over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a board over there, probably maybe on another wall. And I'm going to keep up with the trades. So like I have this particular trade from last week, well, 2 weeks ago. This particular trade from this very past week. And then I'll keep that as a rolling thing for each month so you can see how each trade worked out and what I did to handle each trade as it came up. So it's pretty simple stuff. The best way to look at this is just remember that you are selling insurance. So you're not a buyer, you're not paying, you're always getting paid. So that's the beauty of selling calls and puts, because, you know, even though last week was a losing trade, I lost just a little bit of money on this, but I basically lost hardly nothing in the grand scheme of things. I lost $22, okay, on this trade, because I got paid for my shares, I got paid the premium, and you can see the very small difference here of what, 11 cents between the two. So it really just doesn't make much difference to me. I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep flipping it. Now, I would eventually make my trades a little more complicated, as I think you guys are learning this. And I had a viewer make a suggestion that I put these particular videos, these trade videos, in a separate whatever it was called. I don't remember what it was called. I can't think of the term right now, but it will be on my channel to where you can easily access these videos. And I've dropped them in a file, a folder, okay, and that way it's going to keep them from the most recent down. So if you ever want to start watching my videos from the beginning, you just go down at the bottom, find number 1 or find the introduction, and then just work your way up. So pretty simple stuff. So to recap, I lost my shares at 1050, but I got paid for them. I got paid for the premium. So I'm just going to turn right back around and I'm going to sell cash secured puts. I never recommend selling naked puts. Naked puts means that you don't have the cash to cover those. That's super dangerous. I would recommend totally staying away from that. So what I will do is when Monday rolls around, I'll make my trade that morning, you know, whatever time I get around to it, probably 10 or 11 o'clock. Sometime that day, I'll try to do a video and have that up for you Monday evening, and then you can follow that trade next week and see how it goes. So. And again, I will base that trade strictly on what the share price does that day and look at the premium. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining in. I hope you're finding these videos helpful. And until next time.